It's another beautiful morning today. We are so well. We have standard at the new standing. Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to today's program. Today's headline I have with me the nation headlines. Late Isiaka's Adeleke's widow, Aregbe Shola's associate, and 22 others make Oshun cabinet list. 21-year-old Bauchi housewife stabs husband to death. Experts, motorists kick against annual proof of ownership payment. I do not regret being part of Alado Jazz impeachment. Babalola Joga. Government Q5 in fresh Plateau attack. Supreme Court dismisses suit seeking sack of Delta government. The Nation newspaper. Tax. FG targets double revenues within 3 years. Fear in Bayelsa, Rivers, Delta, Akwa Ibom over poor preparation on flood. Southeast divided as sit-at-home lingers in Enugu, Anambra, Imo. Tinubu family orders El Abiola on 25th anniversary of death. Adeleke nominates sister-in-law Aregbe Shola allies as commissioners. And that's all we have for the headlines. I'll be having Mr. Charles on the program now. Stay tuned. Good morning, Mr. Charles.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to have you once
Thank
again.
you very much.
Okay. The hot headline we have this morning is on tax. FG targets double revenues within 3 years. What's your take on that?
Wahala, deal. That is why my brother here is even crying. Olu. When you attack, well, let them do the needful. Let them do the right thing. Let them come out with the right this thing. Like I said yesterday, and I continue to say it. Really, if you want to tackle most of these things, you look back to people that knows finances very well. Bring them in, find out really if these things you're about to do, this thing you're about to embark is the best thing, is the best decision that will help the entire masses. But for you to have said that you want to, these are things you want to put in place, it's very, very uncalled for. If there's nothing that has been put on ground just to finance and to fight the situation that is coming up. Are you getting me? Now, you want to increase stars, or you want to do whatever for the next 3 years. Well, we are not tired. This is a country whereby everything that is happening, we are still here. We are still here with them. So anything they will do, let them do it. But as long as it did not temper with whatever that it doesn't have a side effect on the side of the masses. Tax or no tax, we are still here. We will still continue to live. Nigeria, yes, we are. This is a country whereby somebody will be suffering and smiling. Well, there's no problem. Anything they want to do, the law they should impose. They should increase the tax from 90 to 1 billion naira per month. Well, the Nigerians, God will still be God. God will still continue to do whatever He will do to see that the entire poor generation, poor masses are still there. Thank you very much.
All right. Flood. This is on flood. Fear in Bayelsa, Rivers, Delta, Akwa Ibom over poor preparation.
In federal government, one of the federal government agencies that's what you call NEMA. Sometimes I ask myself, what is the function of this NEMA? You know, for weather forecast, before these things happen, you should have been able to know that these are things that have been done in the Western world. They find out that these are things that will be done. These are things that will come up from now till in the next 5 years. These are things that people will experience. But you are not doing it. All we are after, they are just waiting for you to fall a victim before they will come out with something. NEMA, what are they doing? Go to so many places. If you pass to a place like Agege, a place like Onitsha, a place like Aba, flood is everywhere. What are they doing to see that all those places were put in order? They will wait until something like that happens before they will start telling you the federal government is doing this, the federal government is doing that. At the end of the day, they are busy doing nothing. At the end of the day, they will tell you that billions upon billions of naira has been spent on such things. But you know that these are things that you can curtail. These are things that you can fight for before it comes. And they believe me, before you fight, before something comes out and you fought it, the capital will be much more lesser compared to when it has come because it must have damaged a lot of things. So the federal government, they should do the needful. We have ex-factories, people that knows about NEMA very well, people that knows about disaster very well. They can bring them in, fight for us, and let them give their expatriate advices to the federal government for them to know how to fight all those things. But they are not doing it. What they are after is just after it might have happened. At the end of the day, what would they be saying? Money, 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 money. But at the end of the day, you find out that billions upon billions of naira will be spent and nothing like meaningful achievement.
Ojuku's brother begs Tinubu to free Nnamdi Kanu. What's your comment?
Well, honestly speaking, this is my first time of. I know that Ojuku has brothers, but this is my first time of hearing that his brother made a comment. Even his brother made a comment, even to the entire federation. These are things we have been expecting from people like them. And even prominent people like that have been coming out, meeting this federal government, do the needful. I believe that most of the problem we're having in the eastern part of Nigeria wouldn't have been happening. People, they should have come in, like exactly what I said. People would just allow things to get damaged before they will start saying one or two things. You know that these are things you are supposed to have been done for long. What stopped you from doing it? But you're not doing it. At the end of the day, a lot of, maybe when you look at it very well, maybe his side has been affected much or mostly. That is why some of them decided to come out and do what? That's why he decided to say whatever he's saying. But these are things we have been expecting from people like them. We have a lot of prominent Igbo men in this country. But what are they doing? They are doing nothing. Come out, fight for your rights. Yes, Adibin is an outside man that is still at the net of federal government. Believe in me, most of these 19 state governors will come out, go to the federal government, release this young man, whatever that he has done. But this man did nothing. You arrested this young man, he's still there. You as a brother, this is my first time of hearing that Ojuku brother made a comment that they should release this young man. Releasing this young man, these are things that we, the average Igbo men, the average Nigerians have been expecting from most of these Igbo people. But they are not doing. We have a lot of them in government. People like Oji Sokalu, what are they doing? People like Pius Anyim, what are they doing? Nothing. We have people like Dave Mai, people like the former governor of Rochas Okorocha. I'm from Imo State. People like my former governor, what is he doing? Nothing. If people like that should have come out, I believe somebody like Tinubu might have decided to temper justice with mercy because I believe he might not be much harder like Buhari. And Tinubu is one of the respected people, one of the people I respect a lot in this country. For him to have people to have gone to him, at least that human sympathy should be there, because you don't know if you are the one that is there. What will you be feeling? How will you be doing? What would have happened to your family? Upon that, nothing you have done, nothing. If something like that should have taken place, believe me, most of the massacre, most of the pogrom that have been taking place in Igbo land wouldn't have been taking place. But they are not doing it. Thank God. Things have been affecting most of them, and they are deciding to come out with something that Ojuku brother decided to say that they should release Nnamdi Kanu. I bless God for that. That the sensitivity is not coming up on them. As long as it stands, they should stop allowing things to get damaged before they will come out and start saying one or two things. A lot of people have been rendered homeless in Igbo land. A lot of people have been rendered fatherless, motherless, childless in Igbo land. These are things that we have done for years, for months. Release this young man. We beg the federal government, but they are not doing it. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of side effects on it, and they decided to come out. But I pray that Mr. Tinubu, being my president, will temper justice with mercy.
Okay. Moving on. Experts motorists kick against annual proof of ownership payments. What's your view on that?
Well, every organization would like to do things in order to have a favorable backup on them. Are you getting me? Every organization would like to Now the motorists decided whatever they are doing is just to favor them. If you are a student today, what you'll be doing is just to go in excitement that whatever that the federal government will be doing should be in accordance to what will favor you. So whatever the motorists are doing, they are just putting it in such a way that it will be much more favorable, even to them as they ply the road in this federal government, in this federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right, all right. Thank you very much, Mr. Charles. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Pastor Ubong. They know me all.
I don't know your name. What's your name?
Pastor Ubong.
Okay.
Yeah, you know it very well.
Good to have you here on the program.
Yeah, thank you. I thank God for this, 5 standard to come back again. I was so worried because I too love it. So what do we say?
Awesome.
I just want to talk a small. So what is it?
Okay, Ojuku's brother begs Tinubu to free Nnamdi Kanu.
Oh, okay.
What's your view on that?
Okay, you see, Nnamdi Kanu issue. Now you don't take it as a ordinary thing. No be ordinary thing. Get my point? You don't enter into spiritual thing. Nobody could be begging Nnamdi Kanu to be released. If Nnamdi Kanu is being arrested by man, Bible says God control the heart of the king. So God can control the heart of Tinubu to release him. So if Tinubu cannot release him, Buhari not release him, Tinubu cannot release him, that means the gods is the one that arrest him. You get my point?
The gods arrested.
The gods arrest him. So we must pay price to please the heart of the gods to release him.
What price are you talking about?
That's what you need to understand is mystery. What we talk is that Buhari not release him. This man, they're not supposed to beg him to release him. He has family, so he's supposed to go to his family. They're not supposed to beg him to be released. You understand me? So Sokalu beg, this guy beg, what did they call him? The governor of Anambra State. Governor of Anambra State. Soludo beg. So many ghosts have been begging, elders are begging. Release this man till today, they can't release it. You get my point? So now, Kalu is not arrested by the government of Nigeria, he is arrested by the gods of the nation. The gods of Nigeria arrest Kalu by using people, like saying, human being, no be human being. It's a gods that arrest him. So we need to pay price to the gods, so let him go. So those are the things that we need to do. We know how to do that. You get my point? It's a mystery as a small girl, you don't understand what I'm saying. It is not Nigerian government that arrests Nnamdi Kanu. The gods arrest him. Bible says God can control the heart of the king. God can touch the heart of release him. But now it's stuck down. But I pray for God to touch the heart of the king, which is Tinubu, to let him go. You understand me? But if it's not, that means I have to pay price to the ancestors to let him go. You get my point? And that is only me, GPN, to pay the price to release Nnamdi Kanu from prison. You understand me? It's a mystery that you cannot understand. So ask me another question.
Okay, moving on. Experts, motorists kick against annual proof of ownership payments. What's your comment?
It's a tax government. It's a tax government. We're going to pay tax and die. We're going to pay tax and die. It's the first time after Margaret has stopped market women not to pay tax. It's the first time in the history since 19 amalgamation. This is the first time that we see that Tinubu come back. We are here now say market women will pay tax. Does that mean? All this will pay tax. You pay tax, nothing they do for the tax. What do you pay tax for? What do this government do for tax? We have oil, we have everything. You don't do anything. You say we should pay tax. Pay tax for when Nigerians survive below, you remove subsidy. Why are we paying tax? Nation that don't even pay, it remove subsidy, no pay tax. Libya pay 80% of subsidy to their masses. 100%, they don't pay tax. So why are you paying tax when you don't do anything for the nation? What do you pay tax for? Why are you going to tax people? Tax people for what? See, I keep telling people, this man said that nobody should cry for him. He know what to do. He wanted to become Nigerian president, he has become. He don't enter record, Tinubu Nigerian president. Leave that power if you cannot do anything. Don't come and force us. You remove subsidy, put us in bondage. Nigerians survive alone now. You know easy to chop, you know easy to move out, you know easy to enter motor, you know easy to do any business. Now you now say you want to pay tax. Pay tax for what? What do you do for tax? What do you want to do for tax? What do you want to do for tax? Oh, what he came for Nigeria, all Nigeria, they know they want to come pay tax now. Market women to pay tax. What are we paying tax for? If you don't fit rule, is to leave that office. You don't become president. They don't enter the book of record. You enter book of record as a president, you leave that place, you know the rule. You don't come and stand here because they put us more in bondage. Eh? Nigeria is supposed to be enjoy, no enjoyment. You said that subsidy, as you remove it, these 3 months. What do you do for money of subsidy? You know how much enter for subsidy? You know how much is the money? What do you do for subsidy for a month? You say all of us, only us now to survive. 1 naira, 100 naira, you used to pay 50 naira for us, now you don't pay again. He said, now only you now only us, they pay our bill. Our light, everything, our food, you know, airports. You got more force tax on us. You should stop that. Any more?
All right. That will be all for today. Thank you very much, Mr. Ubong. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning.
It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you. It's my pleasure being on this program.
Okay. Ojuku's brother begs Tinubu to free Nnamdi Kanu. What's your review on that?
Looking at the comment that came from Ojuku's brother, I think the honorable thing to do as a government is to subject itself to the rule of law. And what the rule of law says is, once there's a court judgment, you are bound to obey it. Because the same constitution that give effect to the office of Mr. President gave effect to the office of the judges in that appellate court that gave the order that Nnamdi Kanu should be released unconditionally. Recall that in the appellate court in Nigeria, the Court of Appeal specifically gave an order that the federal government, following their extraordinary rendition, through which they brought Nnamdi Kanu forcibly from Kenya to Nigeria, the federal government have lost all their local standing, every right to prosecute him. As such, he should be released unconditionally. I recognize the right of Nigerian government to go on appeal. And as we speak, there is a case of appeal in Supreme Court. So perhaps the government is waiting for the Supreme Court to dispense the case before deciding on what to do. Because once, if not for the case of appeal but I'm not aware that federal government stay a stop execution of that Court of Appeals judgment. If there is no stop execution, I think he's being held illegally. But if federal government fight a stop execution and the stop execution court granted it, then it means we'll be waiting until the Supreme Court gives its judgment. And if federal government flouts it, we can now properly condemn the action of government. But even as we speak, if it's not on record that federal government fight a stop execution and the court have granted a stop execution, it means it's being dictated illegally. The honorable thing to do is for government to obey any subsisting court order. That's the right thing to do in a constitutional democracy like Nigeria.
Okay. 21-year-old Bauchi housewife stabs husband to death. What's your review on that?
I think it's in the realm of, we don't know what caused it, and we cannot start passing judgment. We cannot constitute ourselves into court. So perhaps we should allow the police to do investigation and maybe charge the person to court. Because you understand that in Nigeria legal jurisprudence, it's wrong to tag anybody a criminal until that person is convicted by a court of competent jurisdiction. So to that extent, the person may be charged for manslaughter, may be charged for murder. So we cannot stand, people stand here and start giving judgment. Let us allow the authorities to do the investigation and do prosecution.
All right, moving on. Tax. FG targets double revenues within 3 years. FG targets double revenues within 3 years. What's your take on that?
It's a welcome development that the federal government should jack up the revenue. Because Debt Management Office have said that the 10.5 trillion target for this year is grossly inadequate. Consider the fact that Nigeria debt to GDP as we speak is 73.5%. And if you needed to, according to Debt Management Office, that will encourage Nigeria government to increase their target revenue this year to 15.3% or either 15.5% trillion. So for me, I think it's a welcome development. But the only area one may condemn is if they are overtaxing Nigerians. There are so many areas to take attention to in increasing government revenue. One, the government should think out of the box and look at how do you improve on your production sector. The solid mineral area is undertapped. Federal government should look into it. We are having our Ajaokuta steel lying unutilized. Our steel is not being utilized. Federal government should revamp that facility. So that, because if you even give our steel the priority attention that it deserves, crude will even the steel will even give up more revenue than what oil is giving us. So I'm of the view that the government need to jack up its revenue, but not necessarily overtaxing Nigerians. There are other areas to look at for. The government can cut costs of governance. They can diversify economy into agriculture by way of producing more to export. They can improve on our production sector to increase our GDP. There are so many areas they can think of, not necessarily taxing people.
Okay. Moving on. Southeast divided as sit-at-home lingers in Enugu, Anambra, Imo. What?
In Nigeria, I'm an advocate of restructuring the security architecture because the current status quo is not helping matters. That's a situation where you have the command and control system centralized, and you see a governor that go by the name of governor and the chief security officer of the state. I do not parade any security power. You have a local government chairman that answer the local government chairman and the security officer of the local government. Do not parade any security power. So if they vulcanize the security architecture and give them some level of security power to deal with this crime, because however I look at it, crime is being committed. There have been accusations before now against and for so accused government security agencies of being responsible in the killing. Government has severally accused IPOB, but the fact remains that crime is being committed. And when crime is being committed, someone must be responsible, and that person is the culprit that need to be arrested and prosecuted. But the problem we have is that the government do not have coercive monopoly of coercive power. That makes any government ultimate in any sovereignty. Nigeria is a sovereign state, but the way it stands today, Nigeria government is not having monopoly of coercive power within its sovereignty. That best explain the reason you see the government giving an order, like we see in Enugu State, the governor will say there's no sit at home. The unknown government, as they want to make us believe, will say sit at home, and you see people complying with the unknown government directive because they have the potency to enforce it. So what I'm saying in essence is the government should rise to the position where they have monopoly of coercive power to enforce law and order in the society. And to get to that level, we cannot get out of this quagmire.
Last one before you go, sir. Adeleko nominates sister-in-law Aregbe's allies as commissioners.
I'm at loss as to why it's taking Adeleke this long to construct his cabinet. Because for me, an election that they had how many months ago, so why is it taking 30 so long? I'm at loss. Because he may choose to appoint anybody if they are competent, if they have the wherewithal to deliver. But the question is, why is it taking this long? When Muhammad Buhari came into office, he spent up to 6 months without forming his cabinet. Nigerians question that. That formed the basis for which his government failed, because he was running government without purpose. Now you see a state government that formed the one election more than 6-7 months, and he's just forming, trying to form his cabinet. For me, I think we should discourage that. Appointing his close allies, a former commissioner in Aregbe's government, those ones are not issues to be discussed, because perhaps he has seen fit in them that they can deliver. Perhaps they helped him in his electoral campaign. So I don't think there's any issue with that.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Matthew. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. For those just joining, this is Bystander at the newsstand, and you're welcome to the program.
I'm in the home of hope,
Give them the language.
the life of life. Oluwa, the kingdom come, the demon, the Jerusalem.
Okay.
Papa one.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good.
I like you.
Thank
Your
you.
face is good.
Thank you.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, yeah, sing
Oh,
for them, that song.
Say, Baba, oh, Baba. Everybody worldwide, God will bless all of you, because only God can penetrate everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Go, what do you have for me?
Good morning, sir. You're
Morning.
welcome to the program.
I like you.
Tax. FG targets double revenues within 3 years.
Double revenue
Yes.
within 3 years. What about today? See, when FG talk about 3 years, you are failure. They already failed. So let me tell you one thing. According to the corridor of the language of God, start it first. Let them benefit from you first. We don't want that they see. Let them know, say, this government is a truthful. They are liar. Say 3 years. Okay, most of them 3 years. See, they fuck all your. Say, motherfucker. See, Tinubu, I like him, but now, he come. He want to start Buhari. Buhari is a demon. He don't go for Daura. Buhari, Daura. He go because he creates enmity. Now, Tinubu come Jagaba. One will lack. For Lagos State. I say, why you? Now, he say 3 years. See, let Nigeria feel the reality of democracy. Say, crazy demo. That is for that language. But, sorry, mama. Sorry, please. Democracy is government for the people, for the people, for the people. But where is democracy here? See this motto here now. From 100 now to 300 now. Where is him? Where is government? The government is a story, man. Change your heart. Renew your heart. Let Nigeria know we come now for you. Let us eat. We feed the eat home. So far. Why? Why is in Nigeria a cost? Nigeria is not a cost. Nigeria is one of the developed nations on earth in the gospel home. Heart of God. I one of them. Son of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Why the evil not multiplicators? Tell us to say 3 years. Fuck up. Fuck the 3 years.
Okay, moving on. Ojuku's brother begs Tinubu to free Nnamdi Kanu.
Ojukwu brother. What's the name of the fucking Ojukwu brother? You don't have name. The fucking name of this brother. See, that is a fraud story. Ojukwu brother beg. Where you dey when they para? That's my father. My name go so. Slap me. Because if they go, you know say me and the para. Ojukwu brother, who be there? Where you come from? You mess up your environment. Ojukwu and the environment, they mess up the environment. See, Lagos say they get sense. Hausa get sense. Yoruba get sense. Igbo don't get sense.
His name is Lotana Ojukwu.
I'm coming. They will release Nnamdi Kanu, but that systematic language to do it is not possible. But the right approach is Tinubu. Release Nnamdi Kanu. Let peace reign. Let peace reign. Because mafia and they, me have been mafia too. Wicked demon. But I'm a son of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the I am and I am, the Nazareth, the Jesus Christ of Nazareth. See, let me tell you one. I like your coach, but God will like you more than me.
What's the advice to the government now?
Let them change their heart and let Nigeria live with their heart, and let Nigeria happy with their heart, and let Nigeria believe their heart. Because their heart is our heart.
All right. Moving on. Experts, motorists kick against annual proof of ownership payment. What's your view?
Government is a story, man. They want to. Nah. See, let me tell you one thing. See, let me come with you. All those systematic language payments have been done many years ago. Why not letting people to be afraid of life? You understand my talk? They will be afraid of life because you bring a language that is not appear, it's not suitable with their heart. They fuck up language. See, Tinubu, man, I like you. I swear to Almighty God, though. I like you because why I like Tinubu, Najagaba. I like her because only him after Obi and Jonathan and not Jonathan Atiku. He said about that Naira and fuel. He talk the truth when I like. He say let them go and vote. And now in account to reign, to sit the president seat. Check our life, please. Let us live according to God. God let us live. You have money here. Money. Nigeria get money. Nigeria get everything. Nigeria get the money. Ojoro 1.28 billion naira. Obasanjo and Yar'Adua they take the money. Nigeria get money. Oh. Nigeria still get money to tomorrow. British still they pack the money. Let Nigeria eat food. Nigeria they eat food before if one of us get killed. My mama used to push yeast for my rice. Yeast.
Why are you not supporting Tinubu again?
I'm still telling Tinubu, so you are the president. Let right be right.
Okay, zero right now. And give them the last language. Let me
See, the particles of the beginning is wrong.
Okay, the last one. The beginning of Tinubu is
The
wrong.
particles of beginning of the movie is wrong.
Okay.
Let us feel the reality of the life. Let us know this government is truth.
The last language. The last language is in Kanu should go.
Let freedom home. Let there be peace in Nigeria. Peace in Nigeria. Release is Lord. Warlord in his home. Let the peace home.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Mr. Rap, good morning.
Good morning, Kofo. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning, my brothers and sisters in diaspora. My name is Rap Tresvant. Come on.
All right. Ojuku's brother begs Tinubu to free Nnamdi Kanu. What's your take on that?
Wow. Now, wow. If say Nami I no go beg, it's in the Kano's rights. Agitation will not the meaning, self-realization, determination, and so on and so forth. And of course, Biafra was once a sovereignty. Everybody in Africa, everybody in West Africa and Nigeria believed that there was once a country called Biafra. So our sovereign state of Biafra is not questionable. It is a legal entity. It is a corporate body. It is a nation. Let me tell you, Biafra has every accolades, attributes of nationhood. I am from Biafra nationality. I'm a Biafra nationality. I listen to me. Listen and listen good. Ojuku's brother wouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that. Begging Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu for what? Nnamdi Kanu has won in the courts. He won in the court of appeal. Supreme Court freed him. Everybody in Nigeria knows that. I didn't understand. I think last week they proceeded to Britain, UK. Because of his sovereignty, British sovereignty, Nnamdi Kanu won the British in the court. Why shouldn't the Britain come here and interfere for their citizen? Nnamdi Kanu, that was the topic. That was why they went to court in Britain last week. And then Nnamdi Kanu carried the day. You come out with what? Flying colors. Those are legal representatives, his councils in the UK. They win Britain. So let me tell you, if I could be in Ojuku's brother, I would never, I still repeat, ever beg Tinubu for Nnamdi Kanu's freedom. Tinubu is not God. Tinubu is not the person to have done that. The right person to have released Nnamdi Kanu was the man that jailed Nnamdi Kanu illegally. A useless Nigerian president called Buhari, a very stupid man, that the worst president ever we had in Nigeria, we have ever had. He thrown somebody into dungeon. The guy has been certified free. You left him there because you are a bloody Igbo hater. And anti-Igbo is like Buhari, Captain Nnamdi Kanu there. It's not Tinubu. Tinubu has no business to do with that. No, let me tell you. But anyway, they are working towards peace, lasting peace in Nigeria so that there will be security. Because the way it is, I'm telling you, it is getting out of hand. If Biafra set their soldiers free and say, let's go, let me tell you, Nigeria can't withstand Biafran soldiers. We are not intimidated fools in Nigeria. Igbo man, let me tell you, on the continent of Africa, we are the brightest one. We are the most brave. 3, let me tell you, if you talk about people that are naturally endowed with intelligence and wisdom, we are the one. We don't cause trouble in Nigeria. We don't cause trouble in Cameroon. Everywhere. We know the people that are causing trouble.
Do you have examples to back up what?
Yes, let me tell you. In Cameroon, Igbos in Cameroon are more than 2 million as I'm talking to you. The number of Igbos in Cameroon, as I'm talking to you today, if they conduct election in Cameroon, Cameroonian citizens, the only other person they would name is Igbo. We were there in 18th centuries. We were there in Central Republic. We were there in Gabon. We were there in Cape Verde. We were there in Sudan. We were there all over Africa continent, let alone Nigeria. Now we're operating outside Europe, Asia, everywhere. I have to back up my points. We don't make trouble. Have you ever heard that a Nigerian man rigged somebody's election?
Why shouldn't I back it up? Humphrey Nwosu, the political science. Political science. Dr. Humphrey Nwosu. Are you listening to me? Professor of political science, UNN in Suka. Who was under INEC then? Who was INEC umpire then? It was Humphrey Nwosu, Professor Humphrey Nwosu from Indike Anambra State. Babangida said no, that Abiola did not win election. Humphrey Nwosu came out and he said he won. That is Igbo man. Now Obi won election, Tinubu pay everybody money. That's why Nigerians are here. You shouldn't have asked me that question. Because Igbo's brightness, Igbo's innocence, Igbo's wisdom, Igbo's greatness, let me tell you, is so outstanding. Nobody can question it. It's not something you can use microscope. You can't screen it. You can only mirror it and see the both realities. Both the real and the one you see on the what? Transparent mirror. Mirror is transparent, it's not translucent. You can see the reality here. You can see the reality in the nature of Igbo man. We are not what? Like this. The cause of the problem we have today is because of our over-diplomacy. We have been using diplomatic ways all along. Let me tell you, if they fail to release him out, there will be no security. This illegal regime, this illegitimate government can never, ever move forward. I'm telling you, I'm an Igbo man. You don't know the kind of, the adrenaline that is running in me. You don't know. I'm an Igbo man. We stand for the truth. We don't look at people and do wayo. We know people that are doing wayo in Nigeria. We know the people that put Nigeria in this wayo trouble regime. So you shouldn't have asked me that question. I'm an Igbo man. I believe that I'm pure. I believe that my blood, Jewish blood, is running there, and nobody can change that. That is what the history has brought to stay in the whole world. Igbos, we are black Jews. You have been trying to trouble Igbo man. Everywhere in Lagos, trouble. Everywhere in Yoruba land, trouble for Igbo man. It is wrong. Look at what they are doing their chops at Alabadia. Destroying the sweat of somebody. Go and work hard and make money. Stop looking at Igbo man as your problem. Is Igbo man a problem to anybody here? So let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu should be released. The guy should go his way. Nnamdi Kanu should be released. He is right in what he's doing. Who wrote there was a country? I think there was a country was, and no longer it is. There was a country was written by the so-called Wole Soyinka. I think I owe it up to him. There was a country, Biafra. What do you mean? He must go. If you don't go today, tomorrow is coming. So they should release the young man. All the time, Igbo should be the basic topic. I don't know what Igbo has done some people in Nigeria that they will never love Igbo, their neighbor. Igbo has been doing everything anywhere they go, developing every cities in Nigeria. Now it is their turn. They seize that power from them. Motherfucking thieves. If you don't have any other thing to supply me, let me just back out here.
Of course I do. FG targets double revenues within 3 years. FG targets.
Oh my God. Some questions you throw, Let me tell you. Kufo, go towards papers and look. Exciting papers, questions, exciting captions that will be buyable, marketable to the members of the public. So that when we analyze it, everybody will be happy. Federal government of Nigeria is federal government of lies, falsehood. There's nothing. See, let me tell you, coming election, nobody will come out. No, sir, I'm telling you. If Obi failure to give Obi his mandate, no Nigerian will be a foolish man enough to go and stand on the sun. After standing on the sun, one useless monkey, ape, will use money, seize it. Some useless bandits will use money, destroy the election. So let me tell you, you don't ask questions that is not digestible to your reviewers and that is not buyable or marketable or sellable to your listeners. I mean our viewers. I think you understand. Any questions bordering on federal government, I don't like it. Because of course, we see that we are running an illegitimate government. So there's nothing right in this government. There's nothing this government will tell me that will ever convince me to be excited. What I needed now is two things. You can see that fuel has billowed up, the price, billowed up. Are you listening to me? See how the price of fuel has gone up. And whatever goes up in Nigeria doesn't come down. So that's one thing. Let's find solution. Everything about their promises and their, see, Kufo, everything that federal government says now doesn't matter. See, if you are beaten twice, you are a child. Yeah. Once beaten twice is a child. Meaning, if you are biting, see, if you are beating either with cane or if snake bites you twice, you are a child. Beating as in the caning. Beating as in using your teeth, someone's teeth or animal teeth. Because when snake bites you, if you see anything that looks like snake, that's all those reptiles, lizard, you will be avoiding it. That proverb has many meaning. If you have been deceived once and deceived twice, you are a child. Once beaten, twice a child. When you are beaten twice, you are a child. Just understand the English. When someone cheats on you, you knew it, that he cheated on you, and you went there a second time. You are not only a child, but a foolish buffoon. See, listen, let me tell you. We have been cheated and cheated in election. We have been duped and duped everywhere. We Nigerians, and we are still going there. If federal government comes out with anything, suggestion or policy or whatever, I don't believe them. That is my take on that.
All right. Moving on. Experts, motorists kick against annual proof of ownership payments.
They speak against it. Thank you so much. They speak against it. Let me narrate. Now, this is when you give me good questions. Thank you. Concerning Nigerians, Kufo, thank you so much. Kufo, let's listen to this. It's an illustration, but be attentive so that you pick. You see, in Nigerian Constitution, it is so obvious that JAMB examination, joint admission matriculation or whatever, examination, JAMB. Do you know what happened? Nigerian Constitution says that in JAMB, you must get mathematics. No, you must get English. You must get biology. You must get chemistry. You must get physics, I think. Even Greek. Because if you want to go for medical, profession, if you want to go for medical profession, do you know what? You must be, the reason why it is compulsory for you to get English. English is compulsory out of these subjects I named. Do you know why? So that you could communicate with your patients. A medical doctor that doesn't know how to speak English is out. You could communicate with the members of the public, people that have medical issues. English language is very, very important. See, let me come in. Thank you. Now, in Nigeria, what constitution again? If you conduct election in Nigeria, it is in Nigeria constitution that every aspirant, presidential aspirant, must get 25% in the highest state of authority. That is Abuja. Failure to get Abuja, you are off. This is an experiment. Abuja and the JAMB exam, they are the same. There are places you must get some percentage in Nigeria. Failure to do that, if you like, get 19 states. If failure to get Abuja, you are gone. Your election is not what? It's not advisable for you to move forward. You have failed. You are not in the people's mind. In America, let me give you an instance. It is very difficult for you. If you get Florida in America, it's finished. And listen to me. So, what I'm trying to say now is Nigeria went to presidential election in February. Kufo, it was obvious that Obi met every provision, every level, every area needed. The mark needed, he scored it. Opinion poll, he was high. He was the highest. He met the condition electorally, constitutionally. Electoral constitution, electoral law, Obi met up with it. See, Obi now was kicked out from that place. Someone came and stole Obi's mandate, a thief. And let me tell you.
Who is this someone? Be specific.
You say?
Who is this someone? Be specific.
Okay, no problem. See, let me tell you, I will just avoid that side. Let me tell you. Kufo, from now, we know that Obi met the whole condition. Obi is the one that won election. Nigerians did not take to streets. Though I know that Obi said, calm down, calm down. By now, Obi himself would have running around following you to say, don't do. Please, you don't do. Please, you don't do. That's what Obi is supposed to be doing now. Nobody, some persons are relaxing, drinking kai every joint, drinking chekwe, making all manner of nonsense noise. See, let me tell you. Now, Kufo, this same government came out and tell every motorist in Nigeria that they will be paying 1,000 naira. And the drivers are kicking against it. Do you know where my story is leading? You see all those demonstrations and instances I gave you. That's where my illustration was leading to. See, 1,000 naira each motorist is biting them on their body. Federal government say you should pay 1,000 naira yearly. It's biting them. They're not happy. You won an election. You have given somebody a mandate. The mandate of that man is your mandate. Obi's mandate is Yoruba's mandate. Obi's mandate is Hausa's mandate. Obi's mandate is Urobo. Isoko, let alone Igbo, where he comes from. You want me to mention Igbo so that they will say, it's because he's an Igbo man. It's our mandate. And nobody does anything. Nobody has come out and said, you did wrong.
All right.
You did wrong. See, let me tell you, Obi sued INEC to court. Obi did not sue Tinubu to court. Obi did not sue APC to court. That is what many Nigerians does not know. The people that are sorting themselves out this time are the INEC officials. Obi hold INEC here. Obi and Tinubu no get issue. The other day, Tinubu point hand say Obi is not a member of, was not a registered Labour member. What concerns you, Obi? Obi that you stole his mandate did not ever talk to you or point finger at you. He always goes.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Raf. Thank you very much. We'll have to end the program now because it's starting to rain here. Anyways, if you're a first timer, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Flip TV. You want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on Instagram, Duro_Timike. All right, see you tomorrow on Monday. Bye.